Hey guys, welcome in this Python programming course from scratch. This is 14th tutorial. Guys, in real time development, when we work on projects, when we do the software development, there are many of the times we require very small programs, very small outputs we require. And today in the hands-on sessions, we are going to implement those 10 basic programs. This will be very much useful to you in increasing your confidence, make you convenient to work with. So I will appeal you people, please do the hands-on sessions, please do the practice of these programs. And moreover, with a very hard work by taking much efforts, I am making a very beautiful notes for you, very beautiful PDFs, colored PDFs I am making for you. So please don't forget to download those PDFs from which I have given in the description box. So this is Dr. Nilesh Shetty, Assistant Professor from Priyadarshini Indira Gandhi College of Engineering, Nagpur. So as you know, let us move in the Jupyter. You know that we work in Jupyter. I have already written the names of the programs here so as to avoid the passing of the time. So let us see what is the first program. Write a Python program to get the Python version you are using. Which version you are using of Python, for that this program is there. So guys, there are some modules with us, like we have a module with sys. The way you are including std io.h in C programming or iostream.h in C++ programming, so are the header files. Similarly, when there is a no direct function available in Python, we are using such modules. So this is a system module where we get all the functions related to the system. All the methods, all the functions are there in the system module. So we are importing that, and we just want the version of it. So we will say sys, and we will write version. So it will give us the current version of your Python program. It is showing you it is 3.7.3 and it is showing it is 64-bit. So this way you can within a single command, within 2 lines, you can know the version of the Python. Next program is saying Python program to display the current date and time. We want to know what is the current time. For that we have a module by the name date time. So this is date time is a module, and let us see date time module has a date time class, and it has a function by the now, method by the now, method by the name now. So let us print or just say now. It will show you the current date. Let us print it so that it will give it in a good format. So it is showing you the date in the format year, month and day. 2020 May and 24th, and it is giving you the hours 21 means 12 hours 21 minutes 18 seconds. So these much details it is giving. Okay, now let us go ahead. Let us see what is next program. Write a Python program to accept a file name. That means we have to take the file name. So we know that how to take a input from the user. Input is a command, enter the file name. So what is the next task? I accept a file name from the user and print the extensions of that. Means we will be giving the extension of the file name. Print suppose I say file name. Okay, and we want extensions of it. Guys, we have a split command. Just split command, and with the help of split command, we can split the word. Suppose what I mean to say. Suppose I write split here. So, and with the I have to say it with which character it wants to split. Suppose I am saying dot. So it will split the words with a with a dot, with the help of dot. So I will be taking the output of it in the variable, suppose extension. Extension is just a variable where I will get the output of this command. So let us see the output. Print extension. Let us say file name is nilesh.txt. So see, it has given me the output as Nilesh and txt. That means see, you can see here output is a list. And in the list, you know that we call first element as a 0 and second element as 1. So what is needed is here we want the extension. That means we want this txt. So we will say that give me the second element of the that string list nilesh.txt. So it will give me the second element. That means it will give me the extension. This way it works, or rather I can say even if not 1, I can say -1. Why? Because we know that last element is last element index is -1. If you have not seen the my list tutorials, please guys go to the tutorial of list, tuple, Python, set and dictionary, wherever you will get these programs in detail. So this is how we can print the extension of a file. Now let us see, move ahead and say another program, write a Python program to calculate the number of days between two dates. So output input will be two dates. So let us take two dates. First date, suppose I will have to import some function there. I will say from date time import date. So that this class will be available to me. So I will directly use the constructor date, and I will pass the constructor is just a function. I am passing the function, passing 2014 year, 7 month and 2 date. And similarly, I have to give 2 dates. So I will give another date as a last date. Suppose this way, suppose I make a difference in dates. This way, you can see here I have given 2 dates, and now what I want the difference only. So I will just say last date minus first date. So it will give me the difference. Let us print that. So here you can see that days is equal to 9. It has given me the answer. Or rather, I can print it. It will print that variable as a 9. So this way you can see here it has given me the answer. This way we can see the difference between the dates. Now let us see another typical program. This is a very typical program, Python program to swap two variables. That means I am taking, suppose a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20 or 30, and I want to swap it. So what I will be doing is I will be taking third variable. I will keep the value of first variable in it. I will give the value of second variable to the first variable, and I will give the value of the first variable which is stored in the temp to the second variable. This way I can swap the values. Then I will print here, print A and print B. So sorry, capital P is not there. So this way you can see here value of A is 30 and value of B is 10. This way it has swapped it. But guys, this is not needed. In fact, in Python, I will tell you the technique for swapping the numbers. Just take here. I am taking a fresh cell, and here you just say a comma B is equal to B comma A, and it will rotate the values. A value will be assigned to by B will be assigned to A, and A's value will be assigned to B. Let us print this. So you can see here those values are set. So this is within one line, but I told you Python is amazing. This is the uniqueness of Python, how we can assign the variables. Let us move ahead and let us take another program, some of the elements of the list. We have a list. Suppose I am taking any random numbers in the list. So are the numbers, and within a by using sum, I can print the I can print the sum, but I do not want to do that. I want to do the programming. So what I will be doing is I will be using the same logic that you have used for the sum of the first 10 numbers. In the previous tutorial, we have taken that program. So what I will be doing, I will be taking total as 0 first. Then I will be adding this 93 to total. Then our total will become 93. Then we will be adding 4 to the total. Then my total will be 97. Then I will be adding 5 to the 97. This way, what I will be doing, my new total will be the previous total plus new element. Suppose I. So I have to take I. That means I have to take this number one by one. So there I will be using the for loop for I in a list. So what it will do, it will iterate. It will take the I one by one and add the I in the total and print total. So this way we can do the sum of the all the elements in the list. Now let us see what is next program. Next program says write a Python program to get the largest number from a list. Suppose let us take the list same. This is the list, and suppose I give it, one more program and element 100. Okay, now I want to find which is the largest element, maximum element. So what is the logic I can use here? I will take the first number as the largest element. Suppose I say LST 0. What logic I will be applied is, I will say that, okay, first element is the largest element. Then I will compare this and I will assign it to the max. Then I will say whether this first element, that means max, that I assume is greater than 4. If it is, then assign max to the next number, otherwise keep the same. That means I will check first whether 93 is greater than 4. Yes, then I won't do anything. Otherwise, I would have made that 4 as a larger element. So how the logic I will write, and I have to repeat this in the whole list. So that means I have to iterate through every element. So I will use the for loop. I will say for I in LST, and I will say if max is max is less than, or element, rather we can say element also. I will say element, suppose I is greater than max, I is greater than max, then I will say key max is I. Otherwise don't mind, and print max. What it will be doing, if I is greater than max, then maximum value assigned will be assigned to the max. Otherwise it won't do anything. So this way we know that it will come up to 100, and it will say 0 is greater than max. No, then maximum value will be 100. So this way you can see here, you just repeat the logic in your mind, you will get it. So this way we can have the maximum number. Let us print the maximum number. Let us say smallest number from a list. Let us take the same program. We just have to say that we will take first number as the minimum. First minimum, and we will say if I is less than minimum, then if yes, then keep I as a minimum and print the minimum. So this way you can see here 0 is a minimum, or if not confused, let us take 1 there. So it has printed 1 as a minimum element. So this way you can have the minimum number in the array or in the list. Now let us move ahead. Beautiful program is there. Python program to get the frequency of the elements in the list. We want to know what is the frequency of every element. What I mean to say is, suppose let us understand this program. Suppose this is a list and there are some repeated numbers. Suppose what I mean to say, suppose there are 3 times 100, 93 is repeated, suppose 4 times, suppose 5 is repeated 2 times. This way, suppose their repetition, and I want to know which number has occurred how many times. For this type of program, I have a simple module by the name collections. You know that this list, your tuple, dictionary, set are the collections. For working on this, I have a separate module by the name collections. And let us print this list first. So this is list. You can see, and now just I have a counter method. So I will use the counter method collections. You can tab and you can see there are methods counter. You can see the method, like you just give that dot and tab. It will show you the which are the available methods. Counter and give the list to it. What is the name of the list is LST. So what it will be doing is, it will take the list and it will show the elements frequency. So I take this value in CTR, suppose counter, and then I will print CTR. So let us see the output, you will get it. So it has shown me 93 has occurred 4 times, 100 has occurred 3 times, 5 has occurred 2 times. So this way, it's very easy. Within 4 to 5 lines, you can write such a big code, which otherwise you would have been 10 to 15 lines of code in other languages. So let us take, this is the last program to find the common items between 2 lists. Let us take 2 lists. Suppose this is our list 1, and let us take another list. Suppose this is list 1 and this is list 2. Okay, let us remove some elements from it. Let us add some elements in it. And let us, we know that we are list and we want to have common elements. What is needed here to find the common items between two lists? But there is not, we will not use any intersection for the list. What I will be doing is, we know that we have used intersection in set. So what I will be doing is I will convert this list into the set. This way I can convert. See, it has printed, see, it has shown the curly bracket. That means it has considered it as a set. Now this LST1 I have converted into a set. Similarly, I will convert another this LST2 into a set. So this will be set LST2, and I will take an intersection of that. Just say intersection of this one, and let us print it. Print this much. So you see that it has shown the common elements. So this way you can take the common elements. Guys, these were the very small programs, and it will be fun if you execute it. Please execute it. It just takes 10 minutes hardly. But if you will do it, definitely continuously, hands-on session will make you good programmer, expert in the, it will expertise in programming. Thank you very much, guys, for patience listening. Again, I appeal, please do the practice. Please subscribe the channel, like the channel, share the channel, and please download the beautiful PDF, because I am doing it very hard work, and it requires that making PDF and making lectures require very hard work, that too in the high temperature in Nagpur. Thank you very much.